Hello and welcome to another episode of The Hub on Vital MX, your one-stop shop for motocross news from around the world. Over the next 7 minutes, we will have news from Motocross, Supercross and SuperMotocross. It won't take too long because, of course, this is the easy place for you to catch up on all that has happened in the last 7 days. The idea is to keep it as simple as possible for you. So, without further ado, let's get right into it and start with an Instagram post that was shared on Sunday. Eli Tomac confirmed that he would start riding again this week in a post that said the following: "I've been out on my MTB a few times trying to build confidence and strength back in my thumb. It's been a long recovery, but is now starting to make real progress with the pins removed. When will I be back? That's still TBD. But I'm sure that after a few rides I will know a realistic time frame. I'm hoping for around Budds Creek." You may remember that we did an interview with Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing's Jeremy Coker at Southwick, and at that early point, even he said that Budds Creek was most likely for a Tomac return.
Yeah, Eli's close to being back on the bike, Coop's on the bike. We're hoping for Coop to be back at Unadilla and Eli probably at Budds Creek.
So, all signs do indeed point to the penultimate round of Pro Motocross. We expect to see Eli there. Another rider who is slightly up in the air at the moment is Honda HRC's Hunter Lawrence. Hunter confirmed to us exclusively after Washougal that he will have blood work done this week to see if there are any underlying issues that are causing him to struggle in the motos. It's no secret that Hunter lacked fire and flair at Washougal as he limped around and just didn't really look like himself.
Haven't been the same racer since Redbud crash, honestly, just plain and simple. So I don't know if it's the repercussions of that just kind of dragging on, if it's some other stuff. You know, we're still working very hard, maybe working a little too much during the week. Long season, so yeah, we're going to go back to the drawing board because it's mate, it sucks.
He then said, of course, that he will absolutely have to have blood work done this week to get some clarification. So we await news on that. That's if there will be news, of course. It could all come back clear and the 2 weekends off could do him a world of good. When we return to racing at Unadilla on August 10th after this short break, a gaggle of riders will be making their final bid for a position in the SuperMotocross bracket. At the moment, in 450 SMX, Marshall Weltin is the danger man for those who are currently seeded. Nicoletti, Koulas, Chisholm, Wilson and Harlan hold the final 5 spots in the top 20, but Weltin is right there and truthfully outperforming some of those riders ahead of him. That's the battle to watch. It's incredibly likely that Weltin will drop one of those riders out, but who will it be? Behind Weltin, there aren't too many riders who are cause for concern. Justin Hill is undetermined on whether he will race further outdoors. Adam Cincerello is retired. Benny Bloss won't be back from his injury until 2025. Colt Nichols is of course returning at Unadilla and could yield a significant number of points, but he is over 50 points back of a top 20 position, and so for him to make up that sort of ground would require an exceptional performance. It really does seem like the top 20 may be set, with the exception of the rider that Marshall Weltin drops out. Watch this space, I guess. There was more news from the FIM World Supercross Championship this week as they announced that Tom Burwell is their new CEO.
Hi, my name's Tom Burwell, CEO of the FIM World Supercross Championships.
Who is Tom Burwell? Well, he was the Associate Director of Race Promotion at Formula One before he took over the role of Associate Director of Business Development and Sponsorship. So he has an impressive pedigree. This will be his first step into off-road, but the management team now at WSX come from a variety of sports, and they truly believe that they can take motocross and supercross to another level, expose it to a new audience, and essentially be trailblazers. In the WSX statement, Burwell said this: "I'm delighted to join SX Global as CEO, and I'm grateful to be entrusted with this opportunity. Motorsport is entering what can only be described as a renaissance, and from my time in Formula One and sport more broadly, it's clear that our industry on a whole is booming. The FIM World Supercross Championship has incredible potential as a sporting product and global fan experience platform. It's going to be extremely interesting to see what WSX have in store. They have to come out swinging to quell doubts and set the tone for their new direction. Of course, it's an all-new team there. New faces, new direction, new intentions."
That there are sports fans, not just motocross and supercross fans, that are calling out for those moments of real entertainment, and we know we have that.
Remember, there is an American racing in MXGP. Jack Chambers is still finding his way with the DRT Kawasaki team, but he had a horrific crash at the most recent round in the Czech Republic and was eventually carted off for further evaluation. Now, Chambers has said in an official statement that he is mostly okay. "Just a sore neck from the whiplash, nothing else. I remember everything up until I hit the ground, but I hit my head pretty hard, so everything was kinda blurry there for a couple of minutes until I was put into the ambulance. It's most likely that we will skip Lommel, that being this weekend. Coming into the toughest race of the year with an injury is probably not the best idea, but maybe I'll come in the last minute if I feel good." Gavin Towers will enter Lommel for the first time this weekend as well, so watch this space to see how he fares in the unique challenge. And also, in more interesting news, Lottie Van Drunen, the WMX rider, will wildcard in MX2 this weekend. So that'll be a great litmus test to see the true level of WMX. She is Dutch, and so her sand skills are certainly up to scratch. She should be well equipped to tackle the sand of Lommel. Lommel is next on the 2024 FIM Motocross World Championship schedule, and it's the perfect time. Although there is no American race this weekend, Lommel is arguably the best race on the MXGP calendar. There will be an abundance of storylines, incredible battles, and overall it will just be a very intriguing event. Jeffrey Hurlings enters as the clear favourite in MXGP, but just how many points will he gain on Tim Geiser? He is still in this championship fight, but he has to start making a serious dent into Geiser's points lead. Geiser is 36 up on Prado and 55 up on Hurlings. In MX2, Kai de Wolf has a healthy lead over his teammate Lucas Koonen, and those two are undoubtedly the best sand riders in the class. So I expect an all-out duel between those two at Lommel, and maybe the best race of the year, full stop. It's going to be very interesting. We will share the times that live stream will begin on our social media so American fans can line up their schedules. And then, of course, we will be back next week to discuss all that has happened in motocross. That's kinda our thing on The Hub. Thank you for watching and listening. We will see you next week.